Hey sneaker friends! Today we are going to chat about my very first Puma shoe. I got the Mega Nrgy running shoe and I'm going to tell you all about it right after the intro. So I got the Mega Nrgy running shoe a couple weeks ago and it was $75 on Puma.com. Now I went back on the website today to see if I got the name right, make sure all the details were right. And I noticed that the shoe's on sale now for $49.99. So under $50. Let's check it out and see if it's good. If it's good for $50. It's pretty awesome actually. So if we start on the bottom, the outsole, there's almost 100% coverage of the bottom with the outsole. It's rubber material and it's about 2.5 to 3 millimeters thick. It varies. In the center is a little thicker, around the perimeter is a little thinner. The only thing I wanted to point out on the outsole was there's an area of the midsole that sticks out that it isn't covered by the outsole. And it just kind of hangs off the edge. Now I don't know if they reuse this outsole from another shoe is what I'm guessing. But we'll see how this edge of this material wears. It probably will be totally fine. Now, the thing that is gonna look familiar about the shoe, right, is Puma's Nrgy material is an eTPU. You might have heard that before because Boost, which is an Adidas material, is also an eTPU. Now, a lot of you know this story, but for those of you that don't, real quick, Puma started developing this midsole foam that they call Nrgy with BASF, and that's a chemical company that makes materials. And Adidas came in, and I don't know the details of it, but Adidas came in and was able to get an exclusivity agreement with BASF so that only they could use the material. So then Puma left BASF and went to Huntsman and continued developing material there. So all of the Nrgy material, which looks like Boost, but is called Nrgy, is built by Huntsman, another chemical company that makes materials. So you can tell right away from the perimeter of it, it has the same kind of vent holes. It looks like it's processed the same as Boost. The one thing I noticed about this Nrgy material is you can see these little holes in between kind of the foam pellets. There's a lot more of those on this particular product than I noticed on the Adidas Boost. Now that would signal to me that they're maybe having trouble processing this material, like it's not filling the mold quite as well, and so you get these little holes in it. Otherwise, the material is soft. It definitely doesn't have the squish feel like the Adidas Boost shoe does. It's a little bit firmer, but the construction of this shoe is also different than the Boost shoe that I have. So let's talk about that construction. So when you step into the shoe, you're stepping on the sock liner. Let me pull it out. It's actually glued down, so it's kind of hard to get out, but you can once you remove it once and it comes out. So this sock liner is about 7.5 millimeters of what they call soft foam. They call it comfort insert, and it's basically memory foam. It feels awesome underfoot. I mean, it's very soft. Think of your memory foam pillows and mattresses and things like that. So it feels very soft, but when you get into the shoe, you're standing on this sock liner, right? 7.5 millimeters of foam, adhesive on the bottom of that. Then you have a strobel that is glued down to the midsole. So you have another layer of strobel, another millimeter, and then you have another layer of adhesive before you feel this foam. So that's different from the Adidas Boost shoe in that the Adidas Boost, they didn't have cement between all the layers. So there's a couple extra layers of cement, which can make this foam or this underfoot feel a little bit stiffer. I also took a durometer or hardness measurement on the Nrgy foam, and it registers slightly higher at 40 to 45. There were a couple areas that were softer and a couple areas harder than that, but that was around the average. Overall, underfoot, because of the sock liner, it feels nice and squishy, and I've only worn these shoes for a little bit, so it'll take some more time and wear to see if this breaks in and feels softer. So I weighed both of these shoes, and the right weighed 216 grams and the left weighed 208. That's a difference of 8 grams. Not that you would feel it by hand, I certainly can't feel it, but if you were a performance runner, that might matter to you. Now for the upper, it's a pretty standard upper. It's cut and sew spacer mesh materials. It's breathable. This overlay, this material on top is stitched down to this booty type material, and that's really my only complaint about the upper is when you tighten it down. So this shoe I tightened on my foot as though I was going running, and I slipped it off so you guys could see this. But the material in the upper wrinkles just because you're closing the throat, you're closing it and tightening the laces enough that this material doesn't have anywhere to go. So I wish they would have not stitched down this overlay so it could have moved a little more freely over this material. But overall, it's comfortable. I think it's true to size. I ordered a women's 7.5. The upper just feels a little bit baggy in the toes for me, but really the length is great. That pretty much covers it for the Puma Mega Energy running shoe. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what Puma shoes that you love. I'm sure there's other versions of this now that it's $50, but for $50, I actually think it's a pretty great buy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you have a great day. See you soon.